Hi, Scorpio. This is a general reading for the sign of Scorpio. If you have Scorpio anywhere in your birth chart, this is your reading. It is a general reading, so take what resonates and leave the rest. You know what is for you and what is not for you. Thank you, Spirit. Messages for the sign of Scorpio. Scorpio, this week, the new moon will be in the sign of Capricorn, and we will be experiencing a strong need to be useful to family, co-workers, friends, and just the world as a whole. And this week, let's not underestimate ourselves. We will have plenty of opportunities this week to really put aside or really work through self-doubt. Take time this week to really work through resentments, maybe past resentments may come up for you this week. And as they come up, Scorpio, let's work through those and let's let those go. Past resentments are really more harmful to ourselves than anyone else. Thank you, Spirit. Messages for the sign of Scorpio. Scorpio, thank you for your likes, your shares, and your subscribes, and especially your comments. Who to help a fellow Scorpio than another Scorpio? And the foundation, the basis of this reading is the Page of Cups. Unrealistic expectations, unrealistic dreams, a youthfulness, an immaturity, and the Knight is driven by the Knight of Cups, driven by here we see the chalice in both of these cards. Many times when people feel like they're not enough, or that they're not good enough, or that they're lacking something, many times they will try to fill that space or try to overcompensate by believing or saying that they are more than what they really are. And let's see how that plays into the rest of your reading here, Scorpio. That was an interesting start to your reading. And let's see if we can figure out who that person is or what is going on that is driving the rest of your card, driving the rest of your reading. And the Death card, lack of color, lack of interest. The needing to stop, needing to end, needing to change. And why I say that, needing to stop, needing to end, needing to change, is because it's causing stress, it's causing heartaches, it's causing sleepless nights, it's causing turmoil, causing a tower moment. We're questioning everything that we thought was true, what we thought is true, or what once was true is no longer true. And that is causing the Magician a new beginning, a fresh start, a change. And this fresh start, this change, if we look at that Magician card is pointing right here. And if we think about that moon, Scorpio, let's think about self-doubt. We are putting an end to self-doubt. And we are building our confidence, and we are looking within to see we are really capable. We really do have the ability to overcome anything that is put in our way, any obstacles that are put in our way. And everything that has happened up until this point has happened in order for us to reach an agreement, reach a new agreement, to really negotiate, to really look at contracts, to, and this can be contracts with other people's, it could be really contracts with ourselves. We make agreements with ourselves every day, and those agreements that we make with ourselves are really a form of contract. And going into this new contract, going into this new agreement does require you to have self-confidence and to demonstrate self-confidence. That this chaos, this turmoil has catapulted you, or will catapult you into really finding and really getting a handle on what is going on, what is happening, to really evaluate how you've handled situations in the past and how you will handle situations moving forward. And I will let you know that it is always a good idea to go over any kind of contract or any kind of agreement very carefully, and really look at the small print, really look at the fine print, and even maybe to seek out a third party for additional advice, for additional opinions. And especially if it involves money. Especially if it involves money. There's some resentment here that needs to end. And the wonderful thing about endings, regardless of whether it's a good ending or a negative ending or a positive or a negative ending, the wonderful thing about endings is endings always create room for new beginnings, for fresh starts. And I see that you have or are going to have an opportunity for a new beginning, an opportunity for a fresh start. And with that new beginning, with that fresh start, there comes a need to make a contract, a need to make an agreement or reach an agreement. And I see you having the ability to write a contract or arrange an agreement that is very pleasurable to you. And how it's going to be very pleasurable to you is now that you know what you don't want, you know what it is that you do want. Quiet transition. New fire, new passion. Conflict and balance. Coming to a place, finding the ability to stand up for ourselves. And standing up for ourselves can be a very tricky situation, because we do want to let people know when they have crossed the line. But on the flip side of that coin, we don't want to alienate them. We don't want to necessarily cut them off from our lives. And Scorpio, you know what my grandmother used to say or used to tell me is, it's not what you say, it's how you choose to say it. And I believe that there's a tricky situation here where you're going to need to stand up for yourself. And it's going to require you to really stand up for yourself and find the words that have a lot of finesse to them. And so, you know, we do need to speak something, and we need to get it across very clearly. But the words that we choose and the context in which we choose to stand up for ourselves or to voice our opinion or to air our opinion are going to directly affect this outcome. And I believe that this is not going to be a surprise situation. This is not going to be, I believe that quite possibly that this is an ongoing situation or a situation that has arisen in the past or occurred in the past, that you've let this go on long enough, and now it's come to a point where it's time to address that. And I believe you are going to have the time or have the opportunity to think out beforehand what it is that you would like to say and how it is that you would like to address this situation. And then we have this wonderful Chariot card. The Chariot card is really, in my opinion, the ultimate victory card. If we look at that Chariot Master, he has everything in his kingdom to be victorious. And he has already won the fight. He has already won the victory. And he is really just, he's not necessarily riding into battle. He's riding into the parade already victorious. And the Two of Wands, is something that we are not seeing, something that we're not aware of. A third option, another answer, another solution that is available to us. The Knight of Wands, slow and steady wins the race. We may be new at this, we may just be beginning, But we have that fire, we have that passion. And the Queen of Pentacles is the ultimate appreciation card. The appreciating what it is that time for the victory lap, Scorpio. It is time for the victory lap. Or, excuse me, time for the victory lap. You do not see or do not understand or have not totally connected with your fire, your passion, what it is that you would like to do, what it is that you would like to see, and that fire and that appreciation and that worthiness within you. I love that you had these cards right here for this week of the new moon for you, Scorpio. You will see, you will have opportunities to see and to find and to appreciate that fire, that spark, that passion which is in you. And that fire, that passion, that inner wisdom, that inner knowing is really what is going to carry you through and get you to that next stage, that next step in your life. And that is the message that I have for the sign of Scorpio. Thank you, Scorpio. You have a blessed week.